Well, thank you guys so much for coming in and taking time out of your day and doing this with us. This is really awesome. How does someone get to refer to themselves as very fine? Was that a distinction that you guys made, or was that something that...
I think Johnny made it.
Yeah, that was actually...
It's his fault.
It is my fault. Come up with the best names. No, I had actually come up with that name after I spoke to Jim first about possibly doing something.
Yeah, he did not give us a choice. He
Crazy
said the
idea.
band's called the Very Fine Gentlemen.
Yeah.
And we all went, okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like we're a male review, but that's okay.
I mean, you know, if the music
That would not be selling
something.
tickets. I feel.
When did this start? When did you guys kind of...
Right before COVID. Perfect timing.
Yeah.
5 years ago.
Yeah, I think November 2019.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, the first song we ever recorded together, we did
Not together.
separate because we couldn't get together.
Right. Remote writing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever collaborate that way, or is it most of the creativity happening in person?
It's both.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
You know, typically when I write songs, I tend to pretty much compose the thing almost entirely and then present it to the band. I know Matt does that sometimes too, but then we'll sometimes bring it in kind of halfway there, and it's like, oh, let's see what happens when we put it in the room, and everybody kind of puts their spin on it.
Yeah.
Thing is, Mike has his studio, and he'll drop it in Dropbox, text us on Slack, and we all listen to it, either learn our parts, or if there's something that still needs to be done, we kind of come up with it ahead of time a little bit, and then we get together live and do it. So technology does have some play in it. I mean, one of the best things, it's amazing, we rehearse at his house, here in his studio,
MDW Productions.
Yes, exactly. And by the time we walk to our cars, our rehearsals in Dropbox, so we can listen to our foibles on the way home. It's pretty incredible, actually.
Yeah. Who are some of the people that have really influenced you musically?
One interesting thread that I think almost all of us share is a local musician, Tom Stroman. We all kind of trace our lineage to some extent to him. So I know in my youth, he was very instrumental. I think you guys would probably say the same.
I would agree, 100%.
Yeah. Just from a mentorship perspective. Me personally, I'm a big Zappa guy. Peter Gabriel, lots of stuff in between, jazz. So
With Peter Gabriel, actually, we just went to see Stickmen with Tony Levin, who's my personal bass hero. Got to meet him, so that was a big one.
That's cool.
And Peter Gabriel as well, like big sounds. But, I mean, after rehearsal, when these guys start talking, the influences are fly far and wide.
Yeah, there's lots of them.
yeah.
And you can hear that when you listen to us. I mean, sometimes it sounds like we took 10 genre and threw them in a blender.
Yeah.
You know, just because, there's no rules,
Right.
We're not trying to become pop stars.
Right.
We do whatever we want to do,
Not yet.
We're working on our
There's
dance
still
moves. The dance moves are going
I
to be
think if
amazing.
you
The dance moves might take us there.
start to bring in a little K-pop into your music, that'll be where you
We're going to need a choreographer, guys.
We're going to need a
smaller
trainer.
pants.
We're going to need a trainer. Knee braces.
Anybody else have any influences you cite?
For what we do, I think the influence is more on the fusion side of funk side of things. So most of the things, like if we could hear like a Tony Levin bass line, because we're all influenced by Tony Levin, you hear that in what John does, and he's influenced. So I think we bring a lot of that together. There's so many.
Can you think back to your much younger days? Was there a particular musician or song or album or something that really kind of moved you for the first time, and you started to understand, like, oh, this is what music can do, and I'd love to do that? Can you
Magical Mystery Tour.
Okay.
100% for me.
Yeah.
I wore that album out. I was so young, I thought it was a really cool orchestra. Didn't quite understand it. But yeah, I guess who has not been influenced by the Beatles, but yeah,
I was Elvis.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh,
So actually, I was too.
Tons of Elvis. No.
The man.
Elvis
King.
Presley. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But with my parents' old 45s, and my dad was really into him. My mom was really into him. So I just heard a lot of Elvis.
Yeah,
So that hit me.
MTV in general for me. I know it's maybe a cop-out because, I'm not naming an artist in particular, but, I guess it hit the airwaves in 81. and that would have made me, 5 years old, and my local cable carried it, and my parents pointed out to me like, hey, check this out, and
Your parents were turning you on to MTV?
Yeah.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
They just wanted to sit down for a minute.
Yeah, probably like, well, yes, this will make him leave us alone.
Right.
But either way, they pointed it out to me, and I just got glued to it.
Yeah.
For as long as they were playing music videos all the way into high school, I was
Right.
glued to MTV.
What was the first live concert each of you went to?
Oh, Lord.
Matt, Mikey?
Mine was awesome.
Mine-
Sha Na Na.
Yes.
Wow.
Remember Sha
I
Na
didn't
Na?
know that. That's
My
awesome.
parents took me to see Sha Na Na because we used to watch him on TV. Yeah, do you remember Sha
How
Na
old
Na?
were you?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
they were
man.
doing the nostalgia run back in
This
the
was
early
in the 70s, so I'm dating myself. So maybe 5,
Oh, you had
5
cool
or
parents.
6. They took me to see Sha Na Na. I think it was 5 or 6.
I
Yeah.
think mine was, there's a popular fusion group in the 80s and 90s, Spyro Gyra.
Oh,
I saw
wow.
them.
That's your first.
That's pretty
Yeah.
petty.
That's good.
Yeah.
Mine was Ted Nugent on City Island. I learned more from the audience than anything else. Yeah, in high school, we skipped out of class, bought a case of beer, and drove up there and watched the Nuge.
That sounds about
with
right.
3 encores in a loincloth. Culture at its best.
It's pretty cool.
Wow.
I
Anybody
won't
else?
brag, but mine was Loverboy.
Nice.
Oh, yours
City
was
Island?
Loverboy?
No, it was a Spectrum in Philly.
Nice.
Wow.
That's a good one.
Wait, you said Loverboy?
Oh,
Yeah.
I did.
Get lucky, man. Did you think of one yet, Mikey? Did you see a band when you were little?
Actually, I mean, I don't have a good like rock star like first concert experience because like we didn't have like in our area we didn't have much, and my parents weren't like into really music. I think a big influence for me was the live like the scored music on television back in like the late 70s.
Oh, there's some good
And
stuff.
80s,
Yeah.
like just like if you think about just like the Muppet Show like, when I was a little kid, or Lawrence Welk, or actually that was probably a pretty big influence on me because I played the clarinet and the saxophone, and I was always interested in the sounds more over than like the lyrics for me. So I'm an instrumentalist, but I don't know if it's like an attention thing or if it's just, but so as a clarinet player, I was like, well, who can I listen to? I didn't know. So I went to the tape store and I got like a Benny Goodman, Glenn Miller. So I started out with like big band music.
Yeah.
And then I went to
Wow.
Charlie Parker, and then I learned about like bebop and like improvisation. And like from there, that's like really where I got
So
like,
not
my
Ted
teeth.
Nugent or Loverboy or anything like that.
No, man. I was like, I've come from a different angle.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. I love that title of your song. Was it Modicum of Stank?
Yes.
Who's got the best stank face in the group?
Oh, Mike.
You got the best stank?
1,000%.
so.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He
I was
gets
going to see if
that
we could have
lower
a
lip.
little stank off, but I mean, if it's
Wow,
unanimous.
I guess there's no
Oh,
contest.
no.
No contest.
Watch the video. I'm sure I
Yeah.
made plenty of them for you.
Look online. There's lots of pics.
How do the titles come about? You guys just come up with something?
I wish we had a better.
So
Yeah.
so that's one a tune that I presented to the band and kind of had that funky type groove, and it's like it's a little stanky. It's like a little bit of stank. It's a modicum of stank. And then it's like, well, that's a really dumb title, so I'm going to take it to the band.
I think it's great. Yeah.
So
I love it.
Here we are.
It's awesome. How would you describe that feeling? Like, when you're doing the stank phase, like when you're feeling one of those grooves, you guys are just having like a great jam. How would you describe that feeling when you guys just are locked in and like you're communicating, but you're not even talking to each other?
Yeah, and it's why we do it.
Yeah.
That's like, when everything is firing on all cylinders, yes, it's a high in and of itself. Yeah.
It's goosebumps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. It's effortless. It-
That 1% of the time we play together and that happens, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's the thing. It can
the more
be
you play, the
fleeting.
better.
It can
The
be in
more
your
it
head a lot.
happens. But yeah, when you're right in the pocket.
No, yeah, it is wonderful when
Yeah.
everything's on point.
What do you ascribe to that where sometimes everything's just clicking? I mean, do you just think it's chance, luck? I mean, some people say it's more of a spiritual thing. I mean,
A little bit of everything.
Yeah.
I think you just hit it. It's like it's a magic point that you hit, and you want to recreate that again. So that's why you keep doing it to get that feeling back, and it's a different
Chase the
experience.
dragon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
chasing the
very much
dragon,
so.
but it's a different experience each time you do it. There's a different level to it. So
Yeah.
it's a weird
We're all
addiction,
humans.
basically, to kind of top what you did.
it's one day, if you're just having a bad day, you don't feel good, it's going to be a lot harder to make that happen. So, I think a lot of it is just like, is everybody feeling good and in a good mood and in the right headspace? Then we have far better chance of getting there.
Yeah.
I think some of it too is just the fact that, I think we pride ourselves in the fact that we're a pretty well-rehearsed band. We make sure that our stuff is always ready, and it's just repetitions sometime that, you get it ready, and so it becomes automatic. So you put yourself in that position where it's just, it's locked in, and you can just kind of focus on taking it to the next level.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sometimes it's too automatic. though.
one of the things with what we're doing, because it's all original, is some of these songs we've been playing for 5 years, but we'll still play them, and Jim will do something just a little different, or Michael do something a little different, and suddenly it's like everyone sort of smiles and, oh, that was cool. You still get a surprise out of it, and that moment kind of still happens that you get, wow, that's cool. And that's a privilege of writing what we consider good, but original music, and it's still a living thing, It's not just rote, and this is, whatever, we're playing a Loverboy song and this is how it goes.
Right.
There's still, in a lot of our songs, there's solo breaks for guitar, trumpet, saxophone. And I mean, Mikey especially is, very into jazz and has always been, and plays all the time. And he'll just throw something that we've never heard before that's, kind of like, whoa, that was cool,
I mean, I think that's, I don't think I would want to play completely through composed music, like all the way through. And I love what we have, because we have intricate parts, but yet still room for us to stretch and try things. And so, and talking about like when the lightning strikes, like there's many times where, I'll play a solo, and I'm sure you guys experience this as well. And it's like, oh, that was awful. But or you try something and it happens all the time. But when it clicks, then it's like the payoff is really good.
Yeah.
So I could write a solo and play the same thing rote for rote, but then like to me, then it doesn't have that energy or the excitement to it.
And you're not stretching.
And I guess it's selfish too, but I feel like that's where I'm in the zone. That's what I have
Right.
to.
Well, kind of the point of this whole band is to have
Stretch.
fun and stretch.
Yeah.
Do what you like doing.
How do you guys feel about all the AI music that is coming out?
Matt
there?
is a huge fan of it.
Big fan?
He loves it.
That's a negative, Ghost Rider. No.
Do you guys have any real fears about it, though? I strongly suspect it's not a big. I don't think people are ever going to want to stop watching human talent and human achievement.
That's the thing. I've been following it closely. And I mean, I think as a tool like anything else, it can be helpful to start ideas or to whatever, practice with or something like that. But I thought in some of the interviews that I saw, the interesting thing is that people love music, but then they want to go see the artist, right? The big thing is you go to the show, or I guess you can have an AI person, on Reels or whatever, but you want to know that there's something to go see.
Yeah.
You want to be able to buy something signed by them, and that connection is just not going to happen.
It's going to make a whole lot of bad music go away, like in terms of humans having to make it, like music or music on hold or
Production
the type,
music.
Yeah, the type of jobs that musicians are taking for the paycheck as opposed to they really like it.
Yeah,
I think that
if you're a
kind of
commercial
stuff's going to
musician.
go away.
That could be good or bad. I mean, some people.
Although they need it for their,
Yeah.
for their livelihood.
Yeah.
It's unlikely that stuff will continue being produced. Really.
Yeah.
I have some kind of strong thoughts. I am not a fan. I think there's a line, and I'm not sure where it is yet, where it goes from being a tool to help you create something to being the complete means of production, and that's just wrong in my opinion. Like a tool like Suno, not to pick on them, but it's okay. Well, it'll crank out a song for you if you wanted to. Shouldn't that be what you're doing? Maybe if it helps you start with a drum beat or a bass line or something like that, it's a tool, but can't be the means unto itself to create art.
Yeah, I think there's a real blowback against artists really using it at all. But I think that it's going to start to creep its way in more and more and more over time. People will get a little bit less sensitive to it. And over time, it's going to become more and more a part of the process.
It's interesting. I mean, I feel like I've been fooled. A friend of mine sent me a link to something on Apple Music, and he actually didn't know it was totally AI generated either. I was like, oh, this is pretty damn good. And he was like, you know, it was literally the next day. He's like, I'm sorry, that was not, you know, legit. And it completely, like, I still, in a very shallow sense, like the music, but knowing that there were no humans, like, again, I for me, it's so much like the sort of wow, or like the awe of like, oh man, that drummer came up with that beat, or that bass player, you know, executed that bass line. Like, if I realize that none of that's real, it's like, well, it's kind of cool, but there's no sense of awe in that.
There's no depth to it.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
I think so much of it is
You
just
kind of just say, oh, okay.
yeah, exactly. It becomes just like, all right, well, I'm not
Well,
that
it becomes
interested
a
in that.
commodity at
Yeah,
that point.
that's a great way of
you know,
putting it, yeah.
Which we've sort of been heading towards with streaming for a long time,
Yeah.
but this kind of puts a nail in the coffin on that in certain aspects.
Yeah.
Yeah, humans will push music forward. AI won't. AI is just copying
Well,
existing music.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Some kind of random questions here. What are you guys into outside of music? Do you have hobbies outside of music?
Music is my hobby.
Music is, yeah, that's fine too. That is
I
fine.
make records in
Okay.
my studio.
Yeah.
You know, do a lot of that.
I'm a pretty good cook myself. I mean, and like, I don't know. Like, actually, I'm an old soul. I think my Spotify age was 86, like the listening age.
That doesn't surprise me at
So
all.
if I say I like gardening, I'll like sew or garden or cook, and
Yeah.
like low key things. And come to think of it, they're all they're all things that unwind me, that I can
Yeah.
relax. Like
Pretty solitary
cooking-
stuff, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like by yourself, but your hands are busy. Like if you're gardening, your hands are busy, or if you're cooking, you're chopping vegetables and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that, taking the pressure off of your busy mind, your
Yep.
monkey mind, and letting your other subconscious kind of just kind of be. Otherwise, I'm like, where am I going? What am I doing?
Yeah.
What's next? To-do list. You know.
Kind of meditative stuff.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
Keeping yourself
exactly.
busy so your mind can.
I actually ride motorcycle. I didn't think about it. That's
Nice.
what you were saying. Like when I need to just shut up because I don't take calls from anybody, can listen to music, listen to a podcast, or just listen to the air. And there is something fantastic, especially a sunset ride, you know, and the roads around here, you can find some amazing rides.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Very cool. What kind of bike?
I like Triumphs. I have a Bonneville, and I just bought a Bonneville Bobber last
Okay.
year, which is a bigger engine, and man, I really love that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, one of the scariest moments of my entire life was riding in the back of a Harley in LA while you were driving.
Considering what
Like,
we're doing in
seriously.
LA at that point,
I just wanted it to be over. There's no sissy
Apparently.
bar. I was like, and I didn't want to like, you know, hold you tight.
well, that was the thing.
I had to
wanna
like
cuddle.
hold on here really hard. My forearms were like glued by the time we got off of it.
I'll tell you what. Riding down Sunset after a gig at the Derby with money in my pocket and wearing my suit was awesome.
That must
It was
feel
the
good,
best
yeah.
memory. That one stays in the memory books.
If your band had to have a mascot, what would it be?
Hot dog. I don't know.
Hot dog.
Yes.
No.
we always joke in the band about playing the hot dog line. 'Cause we've all done that gig.
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
You're watching.
you're
literally
just watching people
watching
in
people
line,
go to the hot dog.
you know, and
Right.
they don't care about you. They're just
Yeah.
I feel like that's a lot. That's going back to like our song names. A lot of our titles come from that, just like those inside jokes, like the hot dog line. That was like the inspiration for that too, right?
Yeah.
Like for me, I like to have some sort of hook that's not the music. Like if
Yeah.
I'm writing something, I like a constraint. Like I want to write. It's got to be like, you know, this is gonna be like a spy, kind of got a spy vibe to it. And then I'll start thinking about a song name first, and then I'm like, what would that sound like?
Yeah, a little framework.
As
or
opposed
something.
to like, I think we always have the name first. Like I don't think we actually have a finished song, and they're like, what should we call it? No, we're always like,
Sometimes.
Well, yes, indeedy.
Sometimes-
The very first song we wrote from was just from someone saying, yes, indeedy, you know, or whatever. I forget exactly what the incident was.
yeah. And hot but not came from just a conversation.
Yeah. Where'd quicksand come from?
Just the thought, you know, the thought everybody raises about the fact that when we were like very young and watched cartoons, you were like, this is going to be a real problem.
Yeah.
And you're like, you know what? It just never really ever became a problem.
Quicksand was one of those things that like all Gen Xers were like afraid of.
Yeah,
It
I
was-
was like,
I
man,
mean, it
one
was-
day this is
like,
going to
you're
get
gonna-
me.
I was
In the
terrified.
Mario games, in the Mario games.
Oh
you
yeah,
would fall into-
Pitfall. Remember
Yeah.
Pitfall?
Yeah.
Quicksand turned out to be much less of an issue.
It
than
was
I
a big
thought it would be.
hoax.
But the
It was a
hype,
big
but not.
hoax.
You're absolutely right when I said that, and you said, "Oh, cool, here's the song."
Well, what
Next
about
week.
instant coffee?
Yeah.
Where'd that title?
That I came up with that one. That was just a shout out to my mom. You know, my mom when I was growing up, like didn't brew coffee. She was always just like an instant coffee woman. She would put, you know, like the pot on the stove and just pour the hot water over it, and that was how she rocked her coffee. So it was a little shout out to my mom.
That's funny. If you could give your 16-year-old self some kind of tip or advice, whether it be about music or just life in general, what would that be?
Buy Apple.
Yeah.
Very good idea. Yes.
Andy Gray. Don't be so serious. Don't worry so much. Like, everything's going to be all right. You know? Then when it gets hard, don't quit.
Yeah, similar. I'd say go for it. Don't wait till you're ready.
Yeah, it's a good
Practice
one.
more.
Get ready to get ready to be ready to get ready. Not do anything.
Well, it's easy to say. That's the trap. Like the practice more
Yeah.
thing. It's like, you know, I'll be ready in 5 years. And
Yeah.
it's like
Death
that
by
fi-
procrastination.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because you're right. Start before you're ready. I mean, this band really, we do that all the time.
Well, the whole concept of how we started was on that idea of let's just go.
That's true.
Whatever comes out, comes out.
My pitch, the first person I called was Jim, who is the drummer of renown and plays with everybody. And I was like, Jim, what do you think about making an all-instrumental band that we may never play anywhere, you know, but we just write whatever we want to write? Because every one of us has been in bands. I've been in bands since I was 15, you too. I mean, you guys have all been in bands.
Yeah.
And it's always you're in a cover band, so you have to learn the covers, or in your original band, and it's within a genre, and you have to, you know, we were a swing band, so we had to write swingy type stuff. There's always constraints. And I was curious, because none of us really needs it, you know, to get in a band with very creative. I called all the people that I really loved, and Mike was the secret sauce. I did not know Mike, and Jim brought him in, and oh my God, we call him the Wizard for so many reasons. And just, I love him to death. And out of that came, you know, these really fun music. You know, it's funk, it's rock. Everyone's like, what genre do you play? And it's like all of them. And that's not being facetious. It really is.
We just won a CPMA as the best jazz band
Saw that,
this
yeah.
year.
Congrats.
And yeah, it's kind of like, I guess there's a small part of us that deserves that award, and the rest of us is like, we don't belong in that category at all.
18.5% of us deserves that award.
It's been so fun to do something with no constraints.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the cool thing is, you know, the Wizard name comes from Mike uses a guitar synth. So half the time people are watching, we don't play with tracks.
Yeah.
It's funny. We did a live stream at one point of some new music, and we kind of had to tell people we weren't playing with tracks. This is all live, because that's the thing. But he'll be doing half the keyboard parts while Matt's doing trumpet or
Yeah. That caught me off guard because, like, I heard something. I, like, went over to the key tracks. I'm like, oh, nothing's playing there.
Favorite
Where's that
time
coming
movement.
from?
What's going on?
Yeah.
And the fact that he can pull that off is incredible.
Yeah.
It's
What is
very
your favorite
difficult to do.
piece of gear? And that can be for anybody.
I'm also playing in a Van Halen tribute of late. I'm playing bass in that, and so yes,
Worsing.
yeah, and
Very
Van
Worsing.
Worsing. So I've been buying a bunch of bass gear, and so that's kind of got my financial attention a little bit right now. But you know, I always want stuff for the studio. I mean,
Yeah.
preamps, mics. You know,
I just, following his bass purchase, the one that you'll see in this is a Strandberg Bowden bass, which I was always into odd instruments back when Steinberger made the first headless instrument. This one is kind of the first one I've ever played of all the things of various strange things that have come out that really, the design of it's completely different, and it's all about ergonomics, and I have fallen in love with it. So
Nice.
yeah,
That's awesome.
right now that is my favorite piece of gear.
There.
And it sounds great.
It does sound great, yeah.
So
yeah.
and it's 6 pounds. So
Really?
yeah,
Damn.
it's incredible.
Nice.
I'm a sucker for software synths, you know, like plugins that you use in your computer. So I'm, it's like, oh, that one has like some cool. I'm going to get that one. You know, I may not use it for anything, but it just sounds cool. So, you know,
Sort of reminds me of Fight Club when he's trying to. He's looking through the IKEA catalog and looking for like what curtains will complete me or something like that. You know?
It does
The
get like that a
software
little
plugin
bit.
Where like,
Yes.
I just get this one more and it's going to make me feel.
which vintage synth emulation will complete me?
Yep.
None.
None. Yes. Will
the-
it be the Mini Moog?
Yeah. The only thing I need is the 2B Vic Firth wood tip sticks. That's all I need.
That's your
Because
go-to.
wherever you show up, there's the drums. Go play them.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, that's so.
So as
hard.
long as I have the sticks that I like, I should be all right.
Yeah.
That's all I need.
I'd like to try a EWI, an electronic wind instrument, for those of you that don't know what that
You
is.
need to- that's the name of the next song, Iwi.
Iwi.
I would like the keytar though.
We have been bugging Matt to get a
constantly
keytar.
pressured to introduce the keytar into the live rig.
And you are resistant to this?
Guitar and spandex.
I'm not going to lie a little
Oh.
bit, but at some point it's going to become an undeniable pressure.
It needs to happen.
It's going to happen.
Have you ever
That's our
Chick Corea
mascot
looks
is going to
great
be
with
Matt
it.
with a
You
keytar.
could look
Yes.
perfect.
Do you have a
Herbie
keytar?
Hancock. Yeah.
I do not,
Okay.
but you know,
Well,
maybe
we know what
instead
we're
of
getting you for
buying
Christmas.
a software synth, I'll get a keytar.
And so you guys have an EP release coming up in September.
Yeah, Capital City Music Hall. It's about September 26th.
26th. Yep.
Yeah, there will be special guests. There will be special songs.
There'll be special instrumentalists behind us.
Nice.
Yeah.
Brand new keytar.
Yeah.
There will be
Yeah.
guitar.
Yes, there will be keytar.
There will be keytar. You could say I'm a
Apparently
guitar.
there'll be keytar.
It's false advertising if you don't.
Yeah.
Through.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Oh yeah, we want to make it
We had to.
a spectacle that people
I've
are
wanted
going
it for so long.
Yeah, well-
Very cool. Is there anything we didn't talk about that is important or interesting that I missed?
I mean, I think one thing is that being in an all original band of not writing in a specific genre, not having like a, I don't want to say a shtick, but you know, something narrowing it is a really unique thing right now. I mean, we were just talking beforehand about how, and all these venues you're seeing, and not just cover bands, but tribute bands everywhere. Everyone's a tribute band, and some of them are fantastic. And but it's really odd. I don't, you know, if you were around in early '90s, it's like everything was an original band, and if you played covers, you were looked down upon. And it's gone just completely 180. And it makes it very interesting to try to get gigs and that kind of stuff. You know,
I was going to ask about how challenging that can be because I know,
especially as an all instrumental band.
Yeah.
I don't think you can get. You have to be smart about it and realize that you know what you're doing. You can't do it every weekend. You're not going to pull a crowd out to see what we're doing every weekend. It'd be nice, but and most groups can't do that. You know, unless you're a big national act. So that's the tough part. But you just have to keep your head down and keep moving forward. Believe in what you're doing, and you're creating, you know, art. So when you're creating art, there's that magic that hits that connects with people. Sometimes, other times not. So you just keep the head down, like we said, and keep moving forward, and not care.
Yeah.
Like, hey, if I'm into it, I like it. If other people come on board, great. If not, it's okay.
It's a great thing you guys have going. It really sounded amazing, like I said before. Really appreciate you taking on the time to come in and do this with
Yeah,
us. This
thanks.
is great.
Yeah.
Thanks for having
Thank you.
us.
This was awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep.